bring in Julia Ioffe, a Russian-American journalist and founder and correspondent at Puck, who, Julia, I appreciate you making time for us. I know it's getting late where you are in Munich. You're at the Munich Security Conference, as is Navalny's wife, Julia. So first and foremost, just what was the environment like there when this news broke?
I think just shock spreading through the rooms here. It was like a bomb went off, and people whispering, "Did you hear? Did you hear? Did you hear?" It's just absolutely awful. And then, of course, Julia Navalny getting up and giving this incredible address, maybe an hour after finding out that her husband had been killed, and getting up there with tears in her eyes, defiance in her voice, and promising justice, and that a day of justice will come for Putin for what he has done to her family and her country. It was an incredible moment.
And Ms. Navalny did also express some skepticism at the reports of her husband's death. Why do you think that is?
Well, because she's right in that the Kremlin lies all the time. That said, from what I understand, people close to Navalny are trying to verify reports of his death. His lawyers flew out from Moscow to visit the penal colony where he was being held. Alexei Navalny is, of course, a towering figure there in Russia and has been maybe the most prominent thorn in the side of Vladimir Putin. What does his death mean to the opposition movement? Well, the opposition movement was really crushed by Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the introduction of military censorship, which caused about 1 million Russians to flee, many of them who were opposed to Putin. Alexei Navalny, of course, stayed and maintained his relevance, but now with his death, there's a sense that the back of the opposition has been completely broken. And what I see my friends and Alexei's colleagues saying on social media now is that their future is gone. Alexei was their future. There was a hope that he was younger, he would outlive Putin, he would come into power and usher in a new, more hopeful, more optimistic, and a democratic Russia. And now that he's dead, I mean, there was nobody like him. Nobody like him, and it's hard to see anybody filling those shoes for a really long time.
We have heard from many world leaders, both at the Munich Security Conference where you are and far beyond it, that there is going to be some kind of accountability or retribution, but how likely is that?
Frankly, I'm not sure what form it would take. We've already kicked out a lot of Russian spies from all over Western countries. We've sanctioned Russia up to the hilt. Putin, you could see in his interview with Tucker Carlson, you could see it in the remarks he made on the factory floor today after he was told about Alexei Navalny's death. He's clearly riding high. He feels like the wind is at his back. He feels like he's winning in Ukraine, especially with the Ukraine aid stalled, perhaps mortally, in U.S. Congress.
And of course, now Russia is heading towards its own elections that might keep Putin in power until 2030. Obviously, there are at least some people in Russia that would like some kind of change. For a Russian that wanted that to happen, is there anything they could even do, or is this a foregone conclusion there?
Oh, it's definitely a foregone conclusion. There will be no opposition on the ballot. You saw people coming out today when they heard the news all across Russia and Moscow as well, coming out and leaving flowers at monuments to political repressions of the past, to victims of those political repressions, and the police cracking down on them and arresting them. These are the people who are still in Russia and who are scared. People are living in fear, and Navalny was the hope that some of them had. Now they can't even put out flowers to commemorate him. So I think there is this sense that hope really died today, and it'll take a very long time for it to be resurrected.
It's just so alarming what's happening there. Julia Ioffe, we thank you for your reporting and for your time.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.